Who's your favorite character from Beauty and the Beast? Is it the clever and outspoken Belle? Is it the sympathetic Beast? Or maybe the narcissistic villain Gaston? Out of all these timeless and memorable figures, my absolute favorite has to be this random cabinet that's ready to f*** up a villager with a baseball bat. Truly the greatest character.
Beef ragout, cheese soufflé, pie and pudding on flambe.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your BFF Snowy Oreo 663 here, right now. Beauty and the Beast. A tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme. Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah, that had to be said at some point, but it's kinda true. Also, anger issues much? This film is an interesting one, and many people have varying opinions on it. No one can really deny its popularity, and its restaurant and upcoming ride in Japan will solidify its impact in the world. Some say it's a horrible story of a kidnapped girl forced into a romance, others say it's one of Disney's best ever films. I just hope we can all agree on one thing. The remake was awful! Well, except for my 3 nieces. God, they tell me over and over, it's so much better than the old one, the romance is better, the characters are better, the music is better. The music in this remake is as entertaining as that freaking rapping dog from the animated Titanic ripoff. Party time, it's party time. Everybody's feeling fine 'cause it's party time. Look, I should just judge this movie on what it brings to the table. I will no longer mention the remake. So, let's begin with Beauty and the Beast. The good one! We open with this beautiful shot using the multi-plane technique and get the backstory of our Beast. He's never given a name, and Belle just calls him Beast the whole time. But, fun fact, his name is Adam, so I'll be calling him one of the two whenever. Basically, a selfish prince answers the door one night to find an old woman asking for shelter. He thinks she's ugly and refuses to let her in, even when she offers a rose in payment. When he sent her away, she turned into an enchantress, and cursed Prince Adam and turned him into a beast. She also cursed all the occupants of the castle, and gave him the rose, which was enchanted. If he could fall in love with someone, and earn their love in return before the last petal falls, he would be free of the curse. If not, he'd stay a beast forever. Okay, hang on, several questions. First, does this enchantress seriously have nothing better to do than to curse an 11-year-old prince? Yeah, I know he has this picture of him as an adult, but the last petal would fall when he turned 21, and later in the film, Lumiere says,
10 years we've been rusting.
So, huh? Also, why curse the occupants? What did they do? What did the dog do? What did the child do? And lastly, I guess if Prince Adam was gay, the spell wouldn't work because of this line.
If he could learn to love another, and earn her love in return.
Sorry, Adam, get back into the closet where you belong. Anyways, we then cut to Belle, who sings a song about how boring her everyday life is. So as the whole town makes fun of her, Belle goes to the bookshop and the owner lets her keep a book she loves. Let's see how quickly this gift gets destroyed. It's Prince Charming. Great one, Belle. We meet the town hero, Gaston. He's a popular hunter who has a sidekick, LeFou. Let's get real. LeFou really wants to date Gaston. I'm serious. Gaston says how he wants to marry Belle because she's the most pretty girl in town, and as he goes off, these 3 interesting humans called the Bimbettes show off their boobs. Also, I want you to pay attention to the green Bimbette. Take note of her hairstyle and how it's different from the other 2. Got it? Good. Gaston tries flirting with Belle by taking her book and saying how women shouldn't read. An explosion from her house sends Belle running on to check her father, who is having trouble with his latest invention. Belle has a good relationship with her father, named Maurice, and she gives him encouragement to keep working on the invention. He gets it up and running and heads off to the fair to make money off of it. While Maurice is in the woods with his horse Philippe, he gets lost and chased by wolves. Philippe abandons him and he manages to find shelter in a large castle. As Maurice enters, we meet some of the castle staff, who are living objects. Lumiere is a candelabra, and Cogsworth is a clock. So, did the Enchantress change their names afterwards? Because those are some convenient-ass names for them to be turned into household items. Lumiere invites Maurice to sit by the fire while Mrs. Potts brings him tea with her son, Chip. However, the Beast shows up and angrily takes Maurice as a prisoner. Back at the village, Gaston has set up a wedding for him and Belle. He goes in to propose to her, and in the most creepy way possible, I might add.
We'll have 6 or 7.
Dogs?
No, Belle. Strapping boys like me.
Imagine that.
Look, I'm all for this sort of town hero as the villain, but Gaston is clearly a full-grown adult trying to screw this tiny-ass teenager. And like I said a million times before, ages aren't important unless they are explicitly stated, but Belle is 17. Older than most, but still... no.
My little wife, massaging my feet.
Ugh. Belle throws Gaston into the mud, and he takes his anger out on LeFou. I'm sure he doesn't mind. Belle goes on a little song about how she doesn't want this boring life. Wait, didn't we do that already? She says how she wants adventure and some beautiful shots while Philippe comes back without her father. She tells him to take her to where Maurice is and arrives at the castle. How the horse knew where the castle is beyond me. When she enters, the objects are much more accepting to her than Maurice because she's a girl. Ah, I see. What's the moral of the story again? Anyway, she finds her father locked up and the beast confronts her. This scene is wonderfully intense, with Belle choosing to offer her own life in exchange for her father's, and the beast coming into the light. He tells her that she'll have to stay here forever, and she reluctantly agrees before the beast throws Maurice into this magical carriage and sends him back to the village. Belle cries that she didn't get to say goodbye, and the beast sheepishly offers her a nicer room. She nervously follows him while Lumiere prods the beast to be nice to her. Beast says that she can go anywhere in the castle, just not the West Wing. When she asks about it, he explodes. He demands that she joins him for dinner and locks her in a room where Belle bursts into tears. In the village, Gaston is sulking in rejection. LeFou is trying to cheer him up by singing the villain song, which talks about how great Gaston is. Yeah, LeFou wants him some of that. Seriously. Also, remember the bimbettes from earlier? Well, now the yellow one has the unique hair. Whatever, maybe they changed their look in between these scenes. The song is enjoyable, with nice perspective shots and fun energy. While Gaston is a bit creepy,
And every last inch of me's covered with hair.
it's still fun.
So he's just everybody's saying nice things and he's beating the shit out of them.
Anyway, Maurice shows up begging for help from the townsfolk, talking about the beast that has locked up Belle. The villagers throw him outside. As LeFou stares at Gaston's crotch, Gaston comes up with a plan. Also, what? Can't you guys agree on a hairstyle already? The song has a quick reprise while the bimbettes change their hairstyle again, and we go back to the castle. Belle meets Mrs. Potts in the wardrobe, and she is spooked by the talking furniture. They talk to her kindly, offer her tea, and try to make her feel more welcome. She tells the staff that she doesn't want to go to dinner with the beast, and meanwhile, the beast is pacing, nervous about Belle coming to eat. Lumiere tries to give him advice on how to be nice to her, while Cogsworth comes to tell him that Belle won't be coming. Beast runs off to scream at Belle through the door in a really funny scene where he tries to be a gentleman while simultaneously being a monster.
Gently, gently.
Will you come down to dinner?
No.
I think this scene is how a lot of incels act when they get denied by a girl. When she keeps refusing, the Beast tells the staff to refuse her any food. He goes to his room and uses a magic mirror he got from the Enchantress to look at Belle, who was telling the wardrobe how much the Beast sucks. What if she was undressed? Put that down. Stop staring. There we go. After a while, Belle sneaks out while Lumiere...
Oh, yes.
Oh, thank God. Belle comes in asking for food, and Lumiere prepares a show while Mrs. Potts starts up the meal. This is the biggest number from this movie, Be Our Guest, which spawned one of the greatest melodies, 3D show, and restaurant of all time. You can actually order the gray stuff at this place. It's great.
Try the gray stuff. It's delicious. Don't believe me? Ask the dishes.
One thing you'll notice is that this is the first Disney 2D movie to implement 3D elements like these plates and cups. I actually like it. It's a nice blending touch, better than some movies where it's clear they aren't in the same medium. After Belle eats basically nothing from this scene, she asks for a tour of the castle. Cogsworth shows her around, and she manages to sneak away and go to the West Wing. It's a spooky place where the plot hole of the adult prince's portrait is, and she finds the enchanted rose. Beast stops her from touching it, and he yells and screams at her to get out. Belle just leaves with no resistance, so why didn't she try that earlier? She gets on Philippe and rushes off into the woods, only to be chased by wolves. While it doesn't get her anywhere, she actually does try to fight off the creatures, which is a first. No, this doesn't count. Shut up, Ariel. The beast comes to save her and gets hurt before fainting. Belle chooses to stay and help him rather than run away, and with some magical strength, she gets him onto the horse off-screen. At the castle, she stands up to him when he yells at her, something that no one has ever seemed to do before, and they reach a level of peace when she thanks him for saving her. Meanwhile, Gassy Gaston is talking to this asylum worker. He's got a plan to win Belle over. The asylum guy will commit Maurice, only to let him go if Belle agrees to marry Gaston. The three go to Belle's home, but Maurice is already set off to rescue his daughter alone. Gaston tells LeFou to stay at the home until they come back. At the castle, Beast feels like he wants to do something nice for Belle, and decides to give her his library as a gift, understanding her love of books. This leads into the Something There song, where the two spend time together like feeding birds, having a snowball fight, eating, and reading. It's kind of rushed, but it's nice to see that Beast is actually trying to be sweet to her. Then, on the night of his 21st birthday, Beast is ready to confess his love. He's getting ready for the event while Belle shows up in her beautiful golden dress. This is one of the greatest songs Disney has ever written, and I want this song to be played at my freaking wedding. Mrs. Potts' singing is beautiful, and fun fact, her voice actress, Angela Lansbury, was nervous about performing this number, and actually burst into tears when she was finished. You can hear her start to cry at the end of the song.
Beauty and the Beast.
This number has beautiful shots utilizing a 3D background and one of the greatest moments in animated history with this camera pan. Belle snuggles up to the Beast and the two head outside after the song. Belle admits she's happy here with the Beast, but she misses her father. Beast shows her the magic mirror and she sees Maurice lost and shivering in the cold, trying to find her. She's worried for him as Beast reluctantly lets her go so she can rescue him. He lets her keep the mirror as a memory of him and she leaves. The staff is upset since it was their last chance to turn human as Belle rides off and takes her father home. Chip had hidden in her bag and joined Belle at her house, and she tells her father how she became friends with the Beast. She's interrupted by a knock at the door where the asylum guy is here to commit Maurice. Gaston gets him to retell the description of the Beast to a laughing town, and they put Maurice in the carriage. Gaston tries to get Belle to marry him again, and she decides to show the town that her father isn't crazy in showing them the Beast through the mirror. The town is afraid while Gaston does a complete 180 and decides to lock Belle and her father in the cellar and gather up the town to kill the Beast. This mob song is a great one with some lines that still matter today.
If you're not with us, you're against us.
We don't like what we don't understand. In fact, it scares us, and this monster is mysterious at least.
Yikes, I miss when Disney had balls. The group heads over to the castle, and Chip uses Maurice's wood chopping invention to set them free. At the castle, Beast has gone into a depressive state, not caring about the invaders. The staff attack the villagers, and while most of it is harmless slapstick, let's do a quick kill count here. LeFou finally takes it up the ass like he always wanted, and holy shit, what the fuck? No, stop that. No, God, what the fuck? What the fuck? The villagers run away, but Gaston slips upstairs and shoots the depressed Beast and knocks him out the window. Beast does nothing to defend himself, but gets the courage to fight back when he sees that Belle has returned. Beast ends up holding Gaston over the edge of the castle where he begs for his life. Beast spares him, telling him to leave. When he climbs up to Belle, Gaston literally stabs him in the back before losing his footing and falling to his death, where the animators drew tiny skulls in his eyes to imply his doom. Despite having previously been fine from a wolf attack, Beast is apparently dying. He stabbed you in your side and you're the size of a bear, drama queen. At least he's better than the rip-off versions of this movie.
If you leave me, then I shall die of loneliness.
He says goodbye to Belle and f***ing dies, and then the last petal falls. Belle confesses her love just in time, and some pretty lights start to rain down as the Beast turns human. I know a lot of people think he looks stupid as a human, but hell, he's the first ginger prince. I'm taking that for the win. Belle seems to think it's not him, even though he changed right in front of her, but recognizes him by his eyes. The objects turned into humans and the two dance together. Happy and... Can we stop with the over-sexualizing things, please? Using recycled animation from Sleeping Beauty in a lame shot, the movie ends with a pretty stained glass displaying the new couple. Well, was this movie worthy of such praise and its high status as of now? Well, let's jump right into... Category 1, Best Princess. So there's a few things we have to unpack here. Belle is a social outcast girl who doesn't like to conform to the typical female role. She has a positive relationship with her father, sees people for more than their outward appearance, is smart and clever, and is willing to stand up to anyone if there is unfairness. She's also able to keep a wolf pack from attacking her horse and chooses to help heal the man who rescued her rather than run away. While many people cite that her sacrificing herself for her father isn't a smart thing to do, think of it this way. Back in those times, women were just as Gaston described, objects for men. Maurice is an inventor who just made a machine that can have a positive impact on the world, and Belle is a young girl who keeps to herself and doesn't seem to have any friends. In this setting, Maurice's life would be held higher than Belle's. That's why I find her sacrifice so noble. She also doesn't fall for outward appearances and is willing to give people second chances. She's not rude to Gaston when they interact at first, and only acts dismissive towards him when he's being inappropriate.
Hello, Belle.
Bonjour, Gaston. Gaston, may I have my book, please?
While she doesn't do much in the final fight, she's still capable enough to save the beast from falling to his death, and isn't afraid of standing up to Gaston even when a giant angry mob is on his side. She's not foolish, she's willing to fight back, she has a distinct personality, and she's selfless and a good person. This puts her in the number 1 spot for now, which I think she'll stay in for a while. Category 2, Best Love Interest. I know he spent a lot more time with Adam than the other princes before him, but to me, that doesn't justify him being the better person. I can use his age in this scenario, 21, but I can also look into the fact that he was cursed when he was 11 years old. This means that he's still very childish and doesn't know how to act around other people. While this does explain his behavior, it's not an excuse for his outbursts. Although I will give him credit where he does learn to change as the film goes on. He's willing to sacrifice his chance at becoming human just so Belle can rescue her father and be happy. His anger and rudeness at the beginning puts him below the kind Prince Eric, but he's got more personality and purpose than the other cardboard cutouts, so he'll be at number 2. Category 3, Best Side Characters. Behold, the movie to finally topple my love of the 7 dwarves. The castle staff is so lovable and a joy to watch, their willingness to fight and even murder is great, and I can't get enough of how iconic and memorable their lines are. Each one is bursting with personality and charm, and you can't help but keep your eyes glued to the screen. My favorite would have to be Mrs. Potts, who I still stand by as the best song in the film, but we can't forget Lumiere's impressive show in Chip's heroic rescue of Belle and Maurice. Let's talk about Maurice too. He's probably the best father figure we've had in one of these. He doesn't lose his temper like Triton, he doesn't marry an idiot like Blank Slate Man, and he's not willing to give away his daughter like Stefan. He goes out to rescue Belle from the beast alone and nearly dies while doing so. He may not look it, but he's very intelligent and capable of making incredible inventions. He really does care for his daughter, and she loves him too. Lastly, the villagers. I wasn't sure whether they should go under side characters or villains, but I decided to put them here. I enjoy how they each have singular color palette, and you can see reused characters in every village scene, giving it a classic small town feel. There's not really much to say about them, but hey, the side characters already have all the points they need for the top spot. Category 4, Best Villain. This one was a struggle. In my opinion, Gaston is a bit too creepy for my liking. The fear he instills is much heavier than the others. He's not hell-bent on murdering our princess or seizing power of the throne. He wants to marry her and have children with her. He doesn't take no for an answer. That's a bit too much for me. I like the concept, but scenes where he's almost forcing himself to her makes me uneasy. Let's talk about the positives though. Gaston's design is great, and the fact that the town loves him and thinks he's the greatest adds layers to his villainy. LeFou is a great comedic sidekick, and he could still be intimidating if need be. He clearly has a thing for Gaston. Aw, he's cuddling up to him because he's scared. I think he's the perfect addition to balance off the predatory actions of his leader. Lastly, Asylum Guy does vanish at the end, but he's creepy enough and has a hauntingly chilling voice.
Oh, that is despicable. I love it.
I don't think Gaston is as good as many of the others, but that doesn't mean I don't like him. He's at least more enjoyable than Queenie McQueenface, so this group is at number 4.
What's wrong with her?
She's crazy. He's gorgeous.
Category 5, Best Princess Song. While Belle isn't the only singer in this number, I feel the song titled Belle to be the best one. Her personality is being shown at us by the way the village looks at her and her animation making her stand out from the crowd. You'll notice that she's the only one wearing blue in this number, which is a clever way to animate the scene. It's a great opening song that shows who Belle is, what her goals are, and what other people think of her, and even introduces us to her villain all without feeling bombarded. The beautiful vocal range given to us is perfect, and I for one am happy to listen to this one on repeat, so it'll be at number 1. Category 6, Best Villain Song. I struggled hard with this one, but I'll go back to my previous argument of Gaston being a bit too creepy in the wrong ways. However, this song goes against that. It makes him too cartoony and doesn't exactly fit what's given to us from his other scenes. Put down your pitchforks. I love this song. It's catchy and fun, it adds more shipping to the gas stove fans, and the idea of a tavern-style song is wonderful. Hell, whenever I go to Disney World, I always make my way over to Gaston's Tavern and get the best cinnamon buns in the park, and then I sit down right by the water fountain and hum the tune. That being said, it still isn't as good as Poor Unfortunate Souls, especially in terms of the animation. The colors burst out of that number, while this one keeps everything pretty flat. Not a bad number by any means, but it'll be at number 2. Category 7, Best Side Character Song. I decided to not do Be Our Guest and instead do the song titled Beauty and the Beast. My god, this number is stunning. From the vocal performances to the breathtaking visuals and the romantic looks these two give each other, it's a song that I could talk about for hours. There's so much to unpack, I can't even figure out where to start. I actually cried once when this scene came on because of how beautiful it was. Yeah, shut up. I also cried at Circle of Life once. Leave me alone. I don't really feel the need to explain why this song is so good because you already know why. Just look at this shot and tell me this isn't one of the greatest things ever to be put to screen. This will be at number 1. Category 8, Best Believable Romance. Can I admit that I hate myself for the placement of this? This is one of the movies I watched the least as a kid, mostly because I didn't have it on VHS. You see, children, back before the days of Netflix and Disney Plus, we used to have an actual physical copy of the film to watch it. For my limited memories, I did think this romance was much stronger. While I can't deny that I believe it in the Beauty and the Beast number, the fact that the first time they even show each other any respect is more than halfway through the movie is a bit I still think it's better than that garbage, but it's not strong enough as many people remember. I do think Beast actually has feelings for her, but with the implication that he was only 11 when he's cursed and probably hasn't had no real interaction with other women, it could honestly just be lust. Or maybe it's feelings that most people feel around an attractive person, especially when you're younger. Belle's could be Stockholm Syndrome, but who knows? Okay, here's why I hate myself. I seriously believe that Eric's affection towards Ariel is more believable. Yeah, I said that. I still don't believe any of it from the mermaid's view, but it makes sense that Eric would be in love with her, despite the fact that the fish doesn't deserve a guy like him. Belle and Beast have plenty of chemistry, but the circumstances aren't exactly enough for me. They'll go at number 2. No need for the mob. I'm already mad enough about it. Category 9, Best Animation. Beauty and the Beast pretty! The 3D elements are perfect, Belle's movements are fluid, and the comic relief characters are once again the best things to offer. While I do think the town's designs are a bit too scratchy compared to the angel that is Belle, it does sort of make sense for what they're going for. However, nothing could ever top that ballroom scene. Nothing. While I'm sure later movies have better overall animation, this scene I stand by is the best example of the power of 2D animation in the field. If someone drew a single line in the scene, I idolize them. And yay for bringing back the multi-plane technique! No more blurry birds! Number 1 is yours! Category 10, Best Movie. How can a film make me get that homey feeling I love from Snow White, the Admiral main character from Cinderella, the beautiful animation from Sleeping Beauty, and the focus story of Little Mermaid? Well, by doing what this movie did. Beauty and the Beast is a classic, one that will be held in a high pedestal for years and years. This film is known to be the best in the Renaissance period, and in my opinion, it's worthy of being the first animated film to win Best Picture. Hell, it's the only 2D animated film to get that honor. Wait, what won the category that year? Dances with Wolves? What the hell is that? Whatever. This film is perfect, no remakes needed. Anyone who is interested in 2D animation needs to watch this film, and I hope that one day Disney will bring that department back. The best way to describe this movie? It's a true beauty. Thanks for coming! Sorry about the month delay, I've had some issues with my teeth and I couldn't talk for a while. But I'm back now! Next month, it's time. Time for what I consider to be the best character Disney has ever made. That's right, it's Gurgi from The Black Cauldron! God, I can't even finish that joke. No, it's Aladdin and the miraculous character of the genie. No Will Smiths allowed. See you guys then! Try not to fall to your death in the rain, alright? Catch you later.